All righty. Good evening, everyone. It is 7 p.m. on Monday, the 13th of November, 2023, and we are meeting at Horizon Community Middle School. Thank you to Dr. Brad Weinhold and his staff for hosting us this evening. For the record, Director Janice McDonald is excused this evening for personal reasons. And I'd like to welcome everyone who is here in attendance, especially our future educator pathway apprentices who are here this evening. So thank you also to our setup and teardown crew, our IT staff, security, law enforcement, for being here and for ensuring that our meeting goes off as planned. So if you are able, will you please stand and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Director Egan, would you please read our land acknowledgement this evening?
Yes. On behalf of this board and the Cherry Creek School District, I would like to acknowledge that this meeting is being held on the ancestral and unceded lands of the Cheyenne, Arapaho, Ute, and Osheti-Shakowee people who stewarded it for generations. The Osheti-Shakowee includes 7 bands, so I would also like to recognize that over 40 additional tribal nations likely use this area for trade, ceremonies, and social gatherings.
Thank you. At this time, may I have a motion to approve the agenda for the November 13th, 2023 regular Board of Education meeting?
Move to approve the agenda for the November 13th, 2023 regular Board of Education meeting.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, may I have the roll call, please?
Directors Allen.
Aye.
Bates.
Aye.
Egan.
Aye.
Garland.
Aye.
Thank you. And now may I have a motion to approve the minutes for the October 9th, 2023 regular Board of Education meeting?
Move to approve minutes for the October 9th, 2023 regular Board of Education meeting.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Thank you. May I have the roll call, please?
Directors Allen.
Aye.
Bates.
Aye.
Egan.
Aye.
Garland.
Aye.
Thank you. That motion passes. And now may I have a motion to approve the minutes for the November 1st, 2023 special Board of Education meeting?
Move to approve minutes for the November 1st, 2023 special Board of Education meeting.
Thank you. Is there a second? Any discussion? Oh, sorry.
Second.
Sorry. I saw you lean. Any discussion? Thank you. Seeing as no discussion, may I have the roll call, please?
Directors Allen.
Aye.
Bates.
Aye.
Egan.
Aye.
Garland.
Aye.
Thank you. That motion passes as well. It is a time for individual comments from our Board of Education. And before we begin that, I would like to take a moment and thank Directors Egan and Garland for your continued commitment to the students and staff of CCSD. The work that you have done on this board has not gone unnoticed by your constituents. I look forward to our continued collaboration as we move forward. Ruthie Knowles, thank you for stepping up to serve the students of CCSD. Your involvement in the Overland Feeder, as well as various district committees, led you to this point, and your constituents believe that you will serve CCSD well. Congratulations to all of you for being elected to the CCSD Board of Education. I would look forward, to our upcoming swearing in and continued work with CCSD. So Director Allen, could you begin with comments this evening?
Yes, thank you, and good evening and welcome, everyone. Our Board of Education is elected to govern the school district operating under policy governance. We recognize the importance of effective communication with the public. Each month, towards the end of our general board meeting, we vote on a consent agenda. And each month, the consent agenda typically includes routine or previously discussed items requiring no further debate. As I reviewed tonight's consent agenda, there are two resolutions that I thought were worth noting and discussing. Resolution 23.11.6 recommends approving a proclamation designating November as National American Indian and Alaskan Native Heritage Month in the Cherry Creek School District. During our opening remarks, we take a moment to recognize the Native American tribal nations indigenous to Colorado who served as stewards of this land before us. This resolution seeks to acknowledge and celebrate the rich contributions of Native Americans and indigenous populations in Colorado and the United States across various fields. It underlines the importance of learning about their ancestry, culture, and traditions. The second resolution, 23.11.5, proposes the approval of a proclamation designating November 13th to 17th, 2023 as American Education Week in the Cherry Creek School District. This resolution acknowledges the pivotal role of public schools in upholding democratic values, fostering community, and expresses appreciation for the dedication of educators and staff. I am pleased to lend my support to both resolutions as part of our consent agenda. In fulfilling our community responsibility, my colleagues and I actively engage through various means, such as attending local meetings and studying educational initiatives. Tonight, I provide a brief update on recent community involvement. Since our last meeting, I had the privilege of participating in a past meeting at Eagle Crest High School. During this meeting, several Eagle Crest students of color shared their experiences, triumphs, and challenges with parents, educators, and community members. We also delved into discussions on the comprehensive K-12 literacy program. Our next meeting is scheduled for this Wednesday at Overland High School at 6 p.m., promising an impactful session as Superintendent Smith addresses questions from students. Reflecting on recent events, my colleagues and I took the opportunity to celebrate the retirement of board member Janice McDonald and honored veterans through school events and including a veteran salute luncheon. A significant aspect of our work involves school visits, providing valuable insights into the needs of our community. I recently visited Grandview High School and Elevation Middle and High School, Falcon Creek Middle School, Red Hawk Ridge, Creekside, Cimarron, Rolling Hills Elementary Schools. The dedication of our teachers and principals is evident, and their belief in our students is truly remarkable. While I could share numerous stories from my visits, time constraints compel me to focus on one inspiring example from Red Hawk Ridge, or RHR Elementary. Here, the community member embraces the belief that anything is possible, and the principal, Dr. Chambers, encourages teachers and students to find their inner brilliance. Dr. Chambers shared a story just today with me about students proposing an all-inclusive playground. With the support from teachers and the RHR PTCO, they researched, designed, and presented a grant proposal to the Parker-Jordan Metropolitan District. The Metropolitan District's board enthusiastically approved a $230,000 proposal, and the RHR PTCO raised an additional $20,000 to bring the idea of an all-inclusive playground to life. Thanks to collaborative efforts of the RHR students, educators, and community partnerships, a new, all-accessible, all-inclusive playground is set to break ground, demonstrating that finding inner brilliance is not just a concept, but an achievable reality. Our schools play such a huge part in bringing our communities together. Exciting events are coming up. Grandview High School's varsity football will play in the quarterfinals on November 17th at 7 p.m. And Grandview's Thespians will present Puck's Potion on November 17th and 18th at 7 p.m. As Mrs. Garland says, you don't need to go to New York City or downtown Denver for a Broadway-level show. Our students are incredibly talented. This concludes my report to my colleagues in our community, and I appreciate your time and attention.
Thank you. Director Egan, please.
Good evening, and thank you for being here. Thanks to Horizon Middle School and Principal Weinhold for hosting this meeting, and the efforts of our safety, security, and technology teams for their meeting preparation. It was a great week and weekend of honoring our veterans in the Cherry Creek School District. We pay tribute to the brave men and women who have served and sacrificed for our nation. Your courage, dedication, and unwavering commitment to defending our freedom will never be forgotten. We thank you for your service and the sacrifices that have made our country stronger. November is the Cherry Creek High School and Feeder Schools District Donation Drive, recognizing Long Range Planning Committee. The needs of our community have increased dramatically as the cost of living and the pandemic's impacts continue to affect our CCSD families. These donation drives help to remove barriers so our students can grow, thrive, learn, and succeed. Please drop off your non-perishable food and hygiene items at Cherry Creek High School, at the South, North, and East Visitor Centers, or in the collection bins at our middle and elementary feeder schools. Thank you in advance for your participation. When we consider the most basic needs of our students and their families, we recognize the wonderful work being done by our district's Food and Nutrition Services Department and workers, led by Kim Kilgore. The Food and Nutrition Fall Showcase and Katie Frazier, the district's new executive chef, illustrated what goes into the process of creating fresh and healthy school meals. And this weekend, CCSD hosted a Food and Nutrition Services job fair. Applications are still open for either part-time or full-time positions. Thank you for helping nourish our students' bodies and minds every day. Traverse Mental Health Day Treatment School opened last month. It was an honor and privilege to be in attendance at the ribbon cutting with the knowledge that this school will indeed change and save lives. Thanks again for our voters for approving the 2020 bond measure for this first of its kind facility, providing clinical mental health services for our students. Cherry Creek School District recently received 2 awards for financial reporting. The Certificate of Excellence by the Association of School Business Officials International and the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence from the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada. Financial reporting at the district continues at the highest level. Congratulations to Cherry Creek High School boys tennis for winning the 5A state team tennis championship, and to Cherry Creek High School senior Nil Badafati for receiving a gold medal congressional award from Congressman Jason Crow, featured on CBS News Colorado. Neil's problem-solving abilities and those of other district students are indeed impressive. West Middle School's 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students built towers and new connections through their design challenge, and 3rd grade students at Cherry Hills Village programmed Dash robots to travel across a large-scale map of the world that spanned the entire room while they learned about latitude, longitude, and map reading. Programs like these at district schools, in addition to the myriad career and technical and concurrent enrollment offerings you'll learn more about tonight, really do set the Cherry Creek School District apart. November is National American Indian and Alaska Native Month, celebrating the rich traditions of Native American culture this month and all year long. And today is World Kindness Day. As always, please be kind to yourself and others. This concludes my comments.
Thank you, Director Egan. Director Garland, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Director Bates. Good evening, and thank you to the Horizon community for hosting us tonight. My comments will be brief, as I have not been able to engage within our district over the past few months. The bulk of my time has been spent on the campaign trail and connecting with students, parents, and community leaders in our district. From the foundation recently awarded 177 grants to 57 schools for more than a total of $178,000 to fund projects as part of their Educator Initiative Grant Program. Educator Initiative Grants, or EIGs, are of up to $1,200 are awarded to CCSD employees who work directly with students. The grants are designed to encourage innovative and scalable ideas. This year's projects included field trips to the aquarium, robotics kits, sensory rooms, musical instruments, and diverse books for libraries. The foundation has been awarding classroom grants since its inception in 1993 to support educators and bringing opportunities to students that otherwise would not be possible. Over much of my campaign, I echoed my message of being public school proud. I am a proud product of public schools, and I intentionally moved to this district because of the reputation of excellence. All across our district, I listened to the stories from community members about their experiences in our schools as alums and now as parents. By coincidence, I even met an Uber driver whose son and daughter were Smoky graduates. One is a student at Metro State, and the other is a graduate student at CU Anschutz. Over and over, I heard stories of families, experiences, and their future hopes and dreams for their children. I'm excited to continue to serve our community. As I move forward, I will take these stories, voices, and experience with me. I understand the assignment. Thank you for your vote of confidence. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Director Garland. All right. Good evening, and thank you again for being here this evening. Again, I'd like to congratulate our returning and newly elected board members. And I know this election was not easy for any of you. In the end, your commitment and your experience in CCSD paid off. I look forward to our future successes together. This past month has been a busy one, as my colleagues have mentioned. In addition to what they have talked about, Pine Ridge Elementary kindergarten classes celebrated the 50th day of school in honor of the 50s era. They dressed in 50s era clothing, and this was to get them engaged in learning about the 50s era. Fifth grade students at Aspen Crossing Elementary recently donated $2,200 to the Arapahoe County School Therapy Dog Program, which they come in with our SROs. The students sold stuffies resembling our canines, Riley and Bear, to raise this money. 3 CCSD students recently received the honor of earning a perfect score on their advanced placement exams. One from Grandview, one from Eagle Crest, and one from Cherry Creek High School. In the history of Grandview High School, this has never happened before. And many students receive a 5, which is the highest level you can receive on an AP exam, but none have received a perfect score like this. The students credited their success to hard work, their teachers, and their parents, their parental support. This week, we celebrated Veterans Day. This is always a special week where we come together as a community and honor those that have served our country. Yesterday began the celebration of Diwali for Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, and Jains worldwide. This festival lasts for 5 nights and celebrates the victory of good over evil. While our family does not celebrate Diwali, I do like to believe that the good always wins over evil. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Enjoy your extra time with your family, and please be safe during that time. So my comments are brief so that we can get to our students that we have here tonight. Brooklyn, are you ready? You're from Summit Elementary School, correct? All righty. I heard you're ready.
Okay. Hello, I am Brooklyn Birch, a 4th grader at Summit Elementary School. I want to talk with you tonight about taking care of my whole well-being. Whole well-being is important because you need to learn to take care of yourself. Once you know how to love yourself, you can take care of others. Taking care of yourself helps you learn. Focusing on taking care of yourself sometimes means speaking up for what you need in order to learn well. Here are some ways I take care of my whole well-being. I thought of this quote while I was painting. In a world of expected, you have to be the unexpected. Then the world of expected you once knew will become different. Taking care of yourself helps you learn because you get to know your learning needs better and grow as a person and a learner. My family and teachers help me stay well by giving me breaks when I need them, helping me stay in good vibes, showing me care, and spending time with me.
Thank you so much, Brooklyn. You did a great job. So, so who's the best Harry Potter category? Who's the best Harry Potter character?
I'm probably going to say like Hermione or Ron.
I'm glad. Thanks. All right. So, now that we got that out of the way, what activities do you like to do when you're kind of away from school and things to take care of yourself?
Usually reading.
You're a big reader.
Yes.
I would imagine you're in fourth grade and you read Harry Potter.
Yes.
Wow. That's a pretty big series for a fourth grader, I think.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm glad you take care of your, and I like to say you have good vibes and things.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Do you give good vibes to other students as well?
Usually, yeah.
Usually. All right. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay.
I'm glad you did. It wasn't as bad as you thought, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, and now if we could have Giovanni Easterwood from Horizon Community Middle School.
Hello, I am Giovanni Bubba Easterwood. I am in the 8th grade at Horizon Community Middle School. I am one of many students at HCMS, but I am also a student who can speak for those who can't. I am a student who participates in the Student Equity, the Principal's Advisory Committee, AVID, and I am a student athlete. I've been attending Horizon Community Middle School for 2.5 years. I came to Horizon Community in the 6th grade at the beginning of the 2nd quarter. At my previous school, I was not reaching the potential that I knew I could. When I was at my previous school, all the people I was around was not in the best interest for me and where I was trying to get to. I was trying to fit in with other students, but this had changed me in some behavioral issues. I was spiraling backwards to the point where not only I could notice it, but the people around me could too, especially my family. My parents then said that my behavior was getting out of control to the extent where they had to take me out of the school and enroll me in Horizon Community Middle School. When I first arrived at Horizon Community, I noticed that this place was terrific and way different from all my other schools. I saw the family of the school was unlike any other. The students, the staff, the principal, Dr. Arnold. When I first came here, I was trying to find myself. The transition from 5th grade to 6th grade, it was not the best. But when I came to Horizon Community, I found myself once more. When coming to Horizon Community, I had a teacher who was my mentor, Mr. Boss. He always helped me with anything schoolwork or anything I need for outside of school. I noticed that many students had a trusted adult in the school. This had led me to think that it was fine for me to do the same. When I first met Mr. Boss, something just clicked. He reminded me of my parents, but he was not them. So I could tell him things that I wanted to tell my parents, but didn't know how, or just wanted an outside perspective on. I thank you, Mr. Boss, for being there in a time of need. I've always been social. Some have even said I am a natural leader. Now that I've been going to Horizon Community Middle School, I have found myself, the me I know I was meant to be, the me I've always wanted to be. Now I know that there are negative outside perspectives on Horizon Community Middle School, like calling us ghetto, poor, or less than, but we are much more than these fairy tales. At Horizon Community, we are a family. We are all here for each other. We are the community. And most of all, I am part of the community. I know not everyone in our community is here to speak, but I am. Therefore, in this community, we are very diverse, and we want to keep it that way. My school has a mission to make it where everyone feels like they belong and wants them to be comfortable with who they are as a person. This is why we made a group of people to talk about race and identity, to talk about the subjects and express that being different is not a bad thing, but an amazing opportunity. And if we see hate towards this subject, It will be stopped. At HCMS, we are a community. We do not tolerate hate towards anyone in this community. Anyone is welcome or can join. I want to thank the board of the Cherry Creek for this wonderful opportunity to speak tonight. While preparing this speech to present to you all, I have made a difference through public speaking. After experiencing this opportunity, I will be interested in speech and debate in high school to improve my ability to persuade and influence using the equity mindset I've developed at HCMS. Plus public speaking skills, I know I can create a more fair and equitable world for all.
Wow, Giovanni. That's a little bit different than the sixth grader you came in as, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
You should be really proud of yourself.
Thank you.
And I'm sure your family and your teachers are really proud of you. I was so excited when you said that you have a trusted adult here that you can go to and talk to when you have problems or anything you need to talk about. I think that's important for everybody to have. But something that I want to tell you for sure is that you are right. Horizon Community Middle School is not any of those names that other schools, other students call you. So you are right in that aspect. This is a special place. This is a special community. So I look forward to seeing what you do next year. So you want to do speech and debate. What high school do you go to next?
I'm going to Eagle Crest.
You're going to Eagle Crest.
Yes, ma'am.
You're in my area then. All right. So I will look forward to seeing you at Eagle Crest. Are you interested in anything else in high school?
I want to join the basketball team too.
All right. Good for you. I hope you you remain active like you are here. And I would say that all of us are very proud of what you said tonight and what you've made for yourself.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being involved here.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm seeing this look from Mr. Ball back there going back. Okay, thank you. So this is Brooke Roth from Smoky Hill High School. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Brooke Roth, and I'm honored to be the Student Body Vice President at Smoky Hill High School. Thank you so much to the Cherry Creek School Board of Education and Superintendent Mr. Smith for allowing me the opportunity to speak with you all tonight. DECA, Girls Soccer, and Student Government are all organizations that have significantly helped me develop my value of relationships. I value the relationships in my life more than anything, and this would not be possible without my education in the Cherry Creek School District. To begin, I joined DECA my sophomore year, which was the earliest I could. I joined DECA because my dad was in DECA at Smoky Hill, and I also knew that I needed to join clubs to meet new people and form these strong relationships. I instantly fell in love with the club due to the people, and I loved competing as well, which really solidified my passion. Last year, I placed second in state for my event and got the opportunity to compete with my best friend at Nationals in Orlando, Florida. While the competition was great, I was truly amazed by how strong my relationships with other qualifiers became. I made some of my best friends on that trip within the span of a week, and none of that would have been possible without joining DECA. Now I am the DECA president and more motivated than ever to get first place in my event. Maybe because I'm a little bit competitive, but mainly because I want to form even more strong relationships with my peers. Another impactful part of my high school experience was joining girls soccer. This year will be my 4th year on varsity soccer at Smoky Hill and my 2nd year as captain of the team. Joining this team helped me solidify that winning isn't everything. It's the relationships that count. I have made some of my absolute best friends through this soccer program at Smoky Hill, relationships that I know will last a lifetime. Something so unique to high school sports is that you see your teammates every single day. Whether that's in school, for practice or a game, or team dinner, seeing your teammates is the best part of high school sports. When I reflect back on high school soccer, my mind immediately goes to the memories I made with my teammates, such as wearing our matching hoodies in the hallway on game day or crying at the last game of the season. These memories capture some of the strongest relationships that I have formed throughout high school. Finally, I can say with complete confidence that student government has had the biggest impact on the relationships that I've formed throughout high school. My best friends and biggest mentors, Mr. Cohen and Mr. Bowdry, have come out of joining Stugo, as well as other relationships that I'm equally as grateful for. Wish Week comes to mind immediately, and the relationships that I've formed with the Wish Kids, Wish Families, and Make-A-Wish Colorado. Our school has raised almost $500,000 throughout our time working with Make-A-Wish Colorado, and we've allowed so many memories to be made. Not only for the Wish families, but for every single student in the gym during our Wish Week pep assembly. I was so inspired with the relationship that I formed with Amner, a fellow soccer lover and our Wish kid last year, that I applied to be on the Make-A-Wish Youth Leadership Council this year, and I got accepted. I'm so honored and unbelievably excited for what is to come this year, and it was my strong connections that inspired me to expand my relationship with Make-A-Wish Colorado. My excitement is even greater as this year our Wish kid goes to Mission Viejo and has a sister who's a freshman at our school, so we're building even more strong relationships within our direct community. I would love to invite all of you to our 2024 Wish Week Pep Assembly this year on Friday, January 26th. This would be the perfect opportunity to experience firsthand how impactful the relationships within the Cherry Creek School District community are. Thank you so much to Horizon Community Middle School for hosting today, and thank you for all of your time. It truly means so much that you took the time to listen to me and my story. Thank you.
Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you.
Well, you're busy in school.
I am very busy.
You are busy, but you are making those relationships, and that is great. So do you have plans for next year?
I'm still deciding. I know that I want to major in business, and then I don't know where I want to go to school yet. I also don't know if I want to play soccer in college or not. So this is one aspect of my life that I'm not very clear on and stresses me out a lot, but I'll figure it out soon.
I think a lot of seniors are in the same situation that you are, and a lot of people who are our age still don't know what we really want to do. So anyway, thank you. And wow, I've been to a Smoky Hill Wish Week before, and it's pretty fabulous to be there.
Thank you. They're the best.
All right, and I think it's even more exciting this week that it's tied directly to your community. So this year it'll be great. So, all right, thank you so much for being here. All right, Mr. Smith, it's time for your comments.
Always make me follow the kids. Actually, can you stay for just a second, Brooklyn? So you did awesome. Even though if it was as bad as you thought it was going to be, it didn't look like it. You thought you did really, really well. One of the things that you shared, Brooklyn, that sometimes adults can't even figure out is when you said love yourself. Continue to love yourself. Continue to know who you are, because that will serve you well as you grow up. Okay. The other thing that I want to share with you is I loved your quote about being the unexpected. Take chances, right? You've heard from the older students about all the cool things that schools have to offer and the community has to offer. So do the unexpected. Try different things. So you did an amazing job. We're glad that you're here. So thank you. So Giovanni, it's not easy to be honest and vulnerable about your story, right? So I appreciate you taking time with us and sharing the struggles that you had. And I'm glad that Horizon has helped you in that. Thank you for standing up against hate. That's not always easy to do, to be the voice when other people are afraid to be that voice. So thank you for being a leader in this school. And I'm glad you have a trusted adult like Mr. Boss, who you can go to. Because I, too, growing up, going through high school, had some people that I could talk to in a different way than my family. You don't always want to talk to your family, but sometimes you just need to talk to somebody. So I'm glad you have that person here. And I have no doubt that you're going to be a good leader at Eagle Crest. So, I'm so excited that you get that opportunity to be a leader in high school. And then, Brooke, take a breath. You're going to land where you need to land. You'll be fine. Trust me. Thank you for all that you've given. Thank you for giving to our students. Thank you for giving to our community. And the thing that I thought resonated with me in your story was how you focused not on the end results of DECA or soccer or student government, but the journey, because that's what it's about. The people you meet, the memories that you make, the outcome is the outcome, but the journey is fun. So take a breath, continue on your journey. You'll land where you're supposed to be. Good luck. All right. So my comments are brief. I do want to congratulate Ms. Egan, Ms. Garland on your reelection. I'm excited to continue the work that we do. I'm honored to work with such incredible women. Ruthie Knowles, congratulations on your election. A little easier when you're not running against anybody. But I know that you're going to do an amazing job, and I appreciate your vision and your addition to this Board of Education. I also want to recognize Native American and Alaskan Indigenous Month. And a lot was shared by Ms. Allen and Ms. Egan, but one piece that I do want to focus on is two things. It is imperative that we continue to teach history in an authentic and honest way. And I think we also need to remember that while November brings community for many, it also brings pain and sadness for some. And I just want us to continue to recognize who's in the space with us in the month of November and the different feelings that happen inside of this month. I want to thank our veterans. One of the greatest things in Cherry Creek is our Veterans Week, seeing all the work that our schools do to celebrate our veterans and our servicemen and women. I think that's what separates Cherry Creek from the districts around us. Raise your hand if you're a future educator in the room. Look at that. So thank you for what you're going to do. Thank you for choosing education. And when you're done, make sure you come back to Cherry Creek so we can hire you right away because we need you. So I'm excited about your journey. I'm excited about all the opportunities that you have. And I'm excited that you're in our schools already, making a difference in the lives of our elementary and middle school kids. So continue that work, and we're excited to see where you end up. Mr. Weinhold, thank you for hosting tonight. Dr. Weinhold, I should say, thank you for hosting tonight. And you should feel proud. You should feel proud that you have a vision and students like Giovanni who stick up for your school and who stick up for your community. Nice work, my friend. So I'd just like to introduce Ashley Gerke and her team for our presentation this evening on career and innovation.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say thank you to the Board of Education. We are very proud of all the work that you do. Superintendent Smith, thank you to the Horizon Community Middle School community and Cherry Creek School District for allowing me to be the proud Director of Career and Innovation for the Cherry Creek School District. My name is Dr. Ashley Gerke, and we are very excited to share with you the happenings in the Office of Career and Innovation tonight. Maybe. So first and foremost, I wanted to share with you our purpose and role in the Office of Career and Innovation. Our purpose is to help each and every student create their own pathway of purpose with meaningful engagement based on students' interests, passions, and aptitudes. We promote innovative learning environments which inspire pedagogical shifts and engage learning by connecting pre-K through 12 students to opportunities in STEM/STEAM, current technical education, and concurrent and dual enrollment. Our role is to create exploration, appreciation of learning, work-based learning, and college and career preparation opportunities for all students to support them in finding their individual pathway of purpose, pre-K through 12 and beyond. So some of the opportunities that we're going to talk about tonight that are supported for students to have their pathways of purpose are summer learning opportunities, career and technical education, work-based learning opportunities, concurrent enrollment, and career and innovation events that we host. One of the opportunities that we provide 8th grade students is to explore CTE pathways. And through the summer learning, we offer Camp Discover You. Last year was our first year in the summer of 2022. And then we offered the second camp this year in the summer of 2023. So as you can see, this opportunity grew over the last 2 years, where we started with 3 middle schools, expanded to 4. We offered, instead of 1 central location, we offered 2 locations. We almost doubled the size of the students participating, and we offered more pathways for students to explore. These pathways included product design, healthcare, infrastructure, and engineering. And it was a great opportunity for students to explore pathways that they may not even be aware of that exist in our school district. This is the side-by-side enrollment of our district, along with the enrollment in the Camp Discover You. And then I'm going to go ahead and move on to high school summer learning. We offer in-person, online, and in-person at the Cherry Creek Innovation Campus for high school summer learning. These opportunities include credit recovery and credit progression in a number of ways. These include in-person at Overland High School at the IST building. We offer executive internship opportunities in the summer. There are CCIC classes that help students continue their pathway of purpose and specific CTE pathways. You'll notice Airframe 1 and Airframe 4 are up there. These are pathways that are supported by students having to come in additional hours and additional days to continue that pathway because it is an intense pathway and it requires a little bit more time. We also offer online opportunities for our students at the Elevation Campus online, and these are a mixture of credit recovery and credit progression. Then we also offer a second session of summer learning, and you can note the numbers there for the students that partook in that opportunity. These are the demographics for our in-person summer school. Both sessions 1 and 2, those are combined. The next thing I would like to offer are career and technical education opportunities that we have for our students. And these begin in 8th grade with 8th grade tours. So for the 23-24 school year, Horizon Community, Prairie, and Laredo had a more in-depth hands-on experience for our CCIC 8th grade tours. At the CCIC is one way is to offer students an additional pathway to complete their pathway of purpose. We piloted a new format this year with Prairie Middle School in December that looked more like a pathway shadow day. We recognized that from some of the feedback that we received from students and staff, that 45 minutes on a bus and then 45 minutes at the CCIC and 45 minutes back on a bus was not the most engaging way. And we took that lesson to heart, and we wanted to make sure that they took part in mini pathway lessons to further explore those pathways of purpose. We also collect data to make sure that students are able to select elective classes during their 9th grade enrollment at their home high schools. As we examine the post data from our 8th grade tours, the class of 2026 are excited about these 4 particular career cluster rankings, career cluster pathways. The first one is human services. The second is arts, audiovisual, and technology. The third is health sciences. And the fourth is hospitality and tourism. So we talked a little bit about the data that we collect. And so I wanted to share with you, how will we use this data? We've been able to reach out to all students in the district whose highest cluster was education and training to disseminate that data for a future educator pathway. We have also utilized this data to invite students to a new event called Professionals of Color, Careers in STEM. We were able to drill down to students of color in grades 9 through 11 that have expressed an interest in STEM but have not yet enrolled in a STEM class. We've done the same with girls interested in transportation and construction, as well as students interested in manufacturing. So counselors will also use this data to have intentional, data-driven career conversations with their students at their home high schools. We also use this data to directly communicate with students and families about specific pathways and courses available to them based on these responses. These could potentially connect students and teachers with similar interests based on their Naviance cluster results. In addition, we make this a part of a student's MyCap career narrative, which is their individual career and academic planning. These are our current numbers for the past 3 years for career and technical education enrollment. If we break it down a little bit further, we would like to demonstrate our demographics of total students enrolled in career and technical education by race. And I just jokingly want to note, yes, I did have to add those decimals at the bottom between male and female because I didn't want you to think I made those numbers up. They do exactly match quite closely. The next few slides, I want to demonstrate our pathways that we have offered our students, and I'll kind of quickly go through those. So one of the first pathways we offer is ACE. It's an alternative cooperative education for our special education students, also with students with disabilities that are economically disadvantaged, preparing for non-traditional fields, students who come from single-family homes, including single pregnant women, out-of-workforce individuals, English learners, homeless individuals, and among a few, and those that are in and out of the foster care. So this is a specific alternative cooperative education that supports those students. You'll note in each of the pathways, as we go through these slides, the locations where they are offered, the enrollment in each of the pathways, and also the specific career technical student organization that students may be a part of as we go through the slides. These are advanced manufacturer students. They're showing off their robot that they designed and built. In the top right corner, you'll note our ACE students that are learning about business and will be selling inclusive t-shirts to the student body at Cherokee Trail High School. And the bottom shows an auto student who's working on a car during a Skills USA competition. As we continue to look further into our pathways, we also offer architecture and construction, aviation, business administration, all our comprehensive high schools. And you'll note, as Brooke talked, DECA is a very large program and a large following, as well as our FBLA programs. These are students that are engaged in architecture. They won an award. They received a gold award in their architecture program. We also have a picture of students in the business arriving at their national competition. There's DECA right up there. The bottom are construction students competing at the Skills USA district competition. And we also have aviation students there in the middle competing at their Skills USA district competition. We also offer information and technology and law, public safety, correction and security at these schools. These are pictures of students in a leadership team from the Criminal Justice and Law program at Smoky Hill and Overland. We also have a picture on the right of award of a Cyber Patriot team from Grandview High School that won at their regional competition. We offer health services and hospitality and human services at these high school locations. And you'll note the very large enrollment in these popular pathways. These are pictures of culinary arts students on the far left. They are practicing their skills, and I want you to note their professional attire. At the Cherry Creek Innovation Campus, all of the students wear uniforms to note their professional skills and get them established in that pathway. You'll also notice our CNA students practicing CPR and first aid on an infant mannequin. And then the last two pictures are students showing off their presentation for a HOSA competition. which is part of our health services pathway. Engineering is offered at all of these high school locations. And they also, the CTSO that the students are involved in that is a TSA and FIRST Robotics, all national recognized organizations. These are pictures of Cherokee Trail students participating in a TSA, and also these students hold leadership positions such as state officers and other, and noting their professional attire as well. I was going to add something, we'll keep going. And the Overland students are practicing their engineering design skills. We also have pathways in media arts and outdoor leadership. Cherry Creek High School and Eagle Crest are one of the few high schools in the entire state that offer these outdoor leadership pathways. This is a picture of an example of student work from a media arts program. And this is the picture of our outdoor leadership ropes course. And to dig a little bit deeper into specific enrollment at the Cherry Creek Innovation Campus, we have broken it down by both race and gender. As of November 8th in 2023, Cherry Creek Innovation Campus hosts 1,630 students that come from their comprehensive high schools, and options and elevation as well. Just to break down a little bit, this is the pathway enrollment percentages at the CCIC. You can see the transportation is a highly sought after pathway at the CCIC because this also includes our aviation and automotive pathways. Business services is very popular, as well as advanced manufacturing. Health and wellness is the largest pathway that we have at this Cherry Creek Innovation Campus. Right, we are now going to share the opportunities that we have for work-based learning. Work-based learning opportunities include apprenticeships and internships and job shadows. We host apprentices at Lockheed Martin, Micron Technologies, Riata, Asbury Auto. We're very proud of our future educator pathway, our students that are here tonight. We also have other grow your own CCSD pathways, including transportation. And we have one student that is Salesforce certified and one event project management apprentice. We also have one student that learned Salesforce and got a Salesforce certification that is blind and works at the Blind Institute of Technology. We also have CareerWise apprenticeship placements at Pinnacle Assurance. So in total, we have 131 Cherry Creek School District students engaged in work-based learning opportunities, and it grows more every day. I wanted to take a moment to celebrate Jacob Peterson. He was selected as a first national apprenticeship trailblazer in DC last week. He went there to receive that award, and it highlights the importance of youth apprenticeship and celebrates our fellow apprentices that are working in our Cherry Creek School District. The Department of Labor Office of Apprenticeship is very pleased to have Jacob as part of their program as an apprentice trailblazer. We're going to talk a little bit more about our future educator pathway program. You'll note that the program continues to grow from 2019 to its current enrollment of 49 students that are placed in our future educator pathway. We've also offered the data for our enrollment in our future educator pathway broken down by race. Another opportunity that we provided for our Cherry Creek School District students is concurrent and dual enrollment. Students that are involved in concurrent enrollment earn college credit and high school credit while in high school. Courses are taught by the high school teacher at their home high school or at the Cherry Creek Innovation Campus. Many courses are considered guaranteed transfer courses, which means that the course will transfer right into any public college in Colorado, and some at the University of Colorado as well, like UCD. Many of the courses have CTE and alignment, and taking concurrent enrollment saves students and families time and money. We have students that have earned 23,834 hours of college credit so far. We also have students involved in 19 Ascent students and 3 TREP students. And lastly, we'd really love to share with you some opportunities and events that we offer through our office, through the Career and Innovation. These include our STEAMapalooza. This year, we had over 2,500 attendees at the Cherry Creek Innovation Campus for an AM and PM session. And this year, we will host over 80 teams at our RoboCon event in 2023. So please save the date for February 24th to join us there. In addition, we had our inaugural Professionals of Color event that explored careers in STEM. These are specifically supported for students of color that were interested in STEM pathways. One of the students noted that they liked the guests because they told her about their process of their jobs, and it made them feel more like that pathway was something that they could embark on. The first day we had students, and the second day we engaged our staff in ways to figure out how to support our students in pathways of STEM. It was hosted and facilitated by Dr. Roger Cleveland, who's a professor and motivational speaker. And these are a couple pictures of day one with our students engaged in groups and learning and listening to the panel. And then the second day with staff from Cherry Creek School District that are STEM teachers. We also offer a Women in Industry Forum, and the Department of Career and Technical Education brought together approximately 156 middle and high school female students from across the district to hear from professional women in a variety of careers. 63% of the students in attendance at this event were students of color. This event was kicked off by a keynote speaker and professional photographer, Zanae Gaines, whose daughter actually attends Eagle Crest High School. Career panels include such fields as IT, aviation, engineering, skilled trades, criminal justice, business, public safety, and more. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share the wonderful things that the Office of Career and Innovation is supporting our students in the Cherry Creek School District.
Thank you again, Dr. Gerke. This presentation always still fascinates me, even after 19 years in our district. I still learn more every day about what is new and changing, and I appreciate that it's ever changing, ever evolving. I think it speaks to how we change for our students and make sure that they are getting the best that they need. So I'm sure that my colleagues have questions, so I will ask Director Allen to begin with that.
Thank you so much for your presentation, and I echo what Director Bates said about how much it's changed just in the time that I've been here, which is not 19 years, but long enough to be able to see the change. Since we have our future educators here with us, I'd love for you to talk a little bit more about what that pathway looks like and how we get our students to come back as teachers and professionals and others that support our classrooms.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and share the mic with Tara Bell, and she is our administrator for work-based learning opportunities.
Hi, good evening. Our Future Educator program, we have students who begin their junior or senior year. They take classes one day at their high school to get their graduation requirements, and then the second day they are working with students in elementaries and middle schools throughout our district. They are also taking classes through UCD. So in 2 years, they get 24 hours of dual enrollment credit. Because they are apprentices that work for our district, we actually pay for that credit for these students. And while they're working in our elementaries and middle schools, they are being paid, which is a great opportunity for them. We limit their time working as they're different than a para-educator. They're a para-apprentice. And so we limit their time working in lunchroom, recess duty. So they're more involved in the classroom and actually working with students. We have a lot of students who are actually here that are actually doing lessons in the classrooms and taking over for their teachers while their teachers are doing other duties. We keep our students on for at least 1 year after high school, 2 years preferably. They can even become a fourth-year apprentice with us if they want to. But these students are gaining valuable hands-on experience and determining what exactly what they would want to do in education. And we're, again, like Mr. Smith said, we're hoping they come back to us because these are leaders and they're amazing students.
Thank you. And yes, I echo Mr. Smith. Please come back. We so value we value the time and dedication you've put in, and our newer students deserve to hear from you and experience your perspective. That's just so important for their growth. So, and thank you for your time, not only here but with our students every day. And those are my questions for right now. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll defer to my other board members. Thank you.
All right, Director Egan.
Hi, thank you for being here. Appreciate hearing this report again. I wondered if you could just talk a little bit about how you advertise concurrent and dual enrollment. It's changed so much in the time that my 4 students went through the district, and I'm just wondering if you could talk a little bit about that.
I'll go again. So concurrent and dual enrollment, we really focus on concurrent enrollment because that is free college credit for our families. Dual enrollment, we consider it more of a supplemental. There is a small cost to families for tuition for dual enrollment. But concurrent enrollment, we have been advertising. We've been trying to get the word out there more of the opportunities. We've been attending back to school nights. We've been trying to get into any school that we can that will let us have a booth and talk to parents and families. We're starting a marketing campaign to talk about as the opportunities with Ascent, which is accelerating students through concurrent enrollment. It's a 5th year of high school for students where they go to college full time, but the school district pays for their tuition, books, and fees. And then also TREP, which is a lot of our future educators are hoping to do, which is a 2-year program where we keep students on for a 5th and 6th year. And we pay for their tuition, books, and fees for both of those years. And that pathway is really related for students who want to become teachers or work in the school as maybe a counselor or somehow that way. We're also involved in a project called Jumpstart. And the premise of Jumpstart is to get more Black and Brown students participating in concurrent enrollment. We're trying to identify why we have a lower amount of Black and Brown students participating in concurrent enrollment and identifying that, and then working to make sure that these students are given the same opportunities of every other student in our district. So we have a lot of projects going on and a lot of initiatives, but the biggest thing that we have going on is a marketing campaign that we've started.
Right, thank you. And go ahead.
Just quickly, I'd like to add on that a large percentage of our concurrent enrollment courses in the district are career and technical education courses. So we've tried really hard to streamline the information that goes into all of the course guides at each of the high schools and putting like a denotation by the course guides stating that concurrent enrollment credit is available for that course. So.
Great, thank you. And I don't think you mentioned this, but we did have our first student graduate from the district last year with both an associate's and a high school degree.
Barcott.
Yeah, Barcott from Overland High School. And And I want to say he stumbled upon it himself. So that's something that we're working on, is to give students a more guided pathway, to allow them to see how AP and concurrent enrollment go hand in hand, and both are really great for post-secondary opportunities. And so that is something else that we're working on.
Great. That's so exciting. And then I would just mention, since the first time I ran for election, actually, just very involved in CCIC and the family company that we own. And I'm so delighted by how far the women piece of this has come. I mean, with Transportation and Construction Girl and Women in Industry Forum, it's so impressive. And to see those percentages of how many girls are involved is great and amazing, and a credit to your work. So thank you.
Okay, Director Garland.
Thank you. Do we know, do you know what any future trends are for CTE education, or down the road what students are interested in?
That's a really good question, because we need to consider what pathways are current, what are industry led. We use a lot of data like Burning Glass data, and just talking to our communities like the city of Centennial and looking at what are the current industries that need skilled workers, and to support pathways where students can fit right into high wage, high jobs, high demand jobs. So currently, Colorado is known as Aerospace Alley as such. So we are looking at aerospace manufacturing and what will that look like as we continue to build out that particular pathway. And what's great about aerospace is it also fits into several other pathways. It fits into aviation transportation. It fits into advanced manufacturing. It fits into infrastructure and engineering as far as building. So that is one particular pathway we are exploring a little deeply.
And then is CCIC at capacity?
For particular pathways, it is.
Okay. And then how did we, I know you talked about at the middle school piece where students, felt like they were on the bus longer than they were visiting the school, but you said you only offered that to have the right 3 campuses. Are we looking to expand that?
Yeah. Okay.
You look answer.
Yeah.
No, I'm not Nancy. I'm excited. So it is quite the challenge, but we make sure that every 8th grade and all of our middle schools plus, we'll just say plus, come through and take a tour of the CCIC campus, because many people, especially we heard at the STEAMapalooza event that a lot of our K-5 families and middle school families don't even know that the CCIC exists yet. So we make it a point to make sure that all of our 8th graders go through, they see what's there, and then it's promoting conversations about what careers they want to go into, and then also what's available at their home high school as far as CTE programming at their home high school. And I would say to add on, a trend that we're seeing in career and technical education is it's the conversation is shifting so that it's not college or career, it's an college and career. Okay. So what we're seeing now is industry certifications are all the rave. So the more certifications that are industry vetted and industry recognized that our students are gaining out the gate before they even graduate are going to prepare them to be more competitive, either on a college application or on a job resume or inside of a job interview. So it's all about industry certifications and getting those kids prepared as possible, depending on what their pathway of purpose is.
Thank you. And then you mentioned the vision impaired student that was certified in Salesforce.
Yes.
Now, was that, is there like a track for that, or is that can you explain a little bit more about that, please?
So that particular student, we found that placement through the Blind Institute of Technology, just through them. And that particular company really offers opportunities for for adults with disabilities. And we were able to get him an apprenticeship there. That was a pathway that he desired to pursue, that IT pathway. So he learned it all through Braille. He got a Salesforce certification through Braille.
That's very, because I know that's, as an adult, like I struggle with Salesforce. And so I found that very fascinating. that we offer that opportunity for students. And then also just want to give a quick shout out to the foundation for their scholarships that they offer for future educators, that we help to track those students and ensure that they come back. And so through the Monty Moses program and also the SEMA Palooza event that has grown from high school gyms to the entire CCIC. So just want to thank the foundation and our business partnerships that help to fund that and keep those things going.
Yes, thank you for that.
And that concludes my questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So I have one follow-up question on the Ascent program. You keep those students an extra year, but they're going to college, but they stay with us an extra year.
Yeah.
So is there a high school diploma then held until they finish that program?
Yes. So students coming this spring who would normally graduate in 2024, they socially graduate with their class. They do everything like they would normally graduate. Yep. And but we hold their diploma for a year. So their diploma will say May 2025.
But they do count in the current graduation numbers.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't go against our graduation rates, which is really nice. They made that change a couple of years ago.
Okay. Just wanted to follow up on that and make sure. And then Jacob, the student,
yes.
Okay, Jacob, was he our former student who is now working for us? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct. So that Jacob is a wonderful story, and he wants to tell everyone about it. So you'll see us coming in the spring to different community forums, and including DAC and PASS and IPAC and SEAC. And Jacob is part of our what we're going to call a road show. We really want to make sure everyone knows about the opportunities, because we recognize that in order to have equity and access to these opportunities, we need to be able to communicate them more effectively. Mm-hmm. So he's a part of our roadshow.
Yeah. And I remember he was not doing well in high school. I remember
he has
a great story and has been very successful with our CCIC.
Yes.
So I appreciate that as well. Yes. So thank you again. I appreciate this, and I feel fortunate that our family has been a part of Cherry Creek, and that all of my children were able to participate in some CTE along the way. So I appreciate that, and I hope all students participate at some point, because I think it's important for everybody to get out there and do that. So thank you again. Okay, it is at this point in our meeting that we make time for members of the audience who have completed the online public comment form prior to 12 noon today to address the Board of Education. For everyone to be heard, please limit your comments to a maximum of 2 minutes. A buzzer will sound at the end of your 2 minutes, and the microphone and audio will automatically be muted. Each speaker may only speak once during public comment. Speaking time may not be shared between speakers. This is your opportunity to make comments to the Board of Education in accordance with board policy. It is not a question and answer session. Please confine your comments to the matters that are germane to the business of the district. Further, please recognize that students attend most of these meetings. Any speaker whose statements or behavior are unrelated to the business of the district, appear threatening or unsafe, or are inappropriate for K-12 students may be interrupted or warned, and their opportunity for comment terminated. Audience members who speak are asked to do so in a respectful manner, and the audience is encouraged to listen respectfully. Any speaker or audience member who disrupts the good order of the board meeting, including the speaking time of others, may be asked to leave. We are very interested in your feedback and will listen carefully. On behalf of the board, I want to thank you in advance of your comments for taking the time to come to tonight's meeting. Mr. Koenig, will you please call our first group?
I'll call up 5 people at a time. Please stand in line behind the podium and remember to state your name at the beginning of the comment. Malala Hall, Stephen Morris, Ula Mansour, Jenna Kress, Rima Wadan Al Aswad.
I'm Malaya Hall. My name is Malaya. I am a mom of students at Red Hawk Ridge. I'm coming to you not as a critic, but as a concerned advocate. I'm here to speak on behalf of my children, the students who do not have the same privilege, my incredible teachers, and for every person who's afraid of what retaliation lies ahead. Red Hawk has been repeatedly plagued by poor leadership, and its current principal, Michelle Chambers, is no different. 2 minutes is not enough, so I'm hoping this conversation will continue. According to the CDE, the school has seen a decline in many benchmarks, including enrollment, attendance, and academic achievement ratings since the hiring of Chambers. While the same data set shows an increase in behavior incidents being reported as aggressive, students with disabilities underperforming at rates inconsistent with the overall district, and teachers listed as inexperienced, all a testimony to high turnover. The quantitative data clearly shows that Chambers has failed Red Hawk far beyond what has been touched on here, and the qualitative data is no different. My son has had to evacuate his classroom multiple times due to violent students. He's watched his teacher be punched in the face. He's been assaulted by a staff member who works there, and most recently had recess cut in half. In all of these circumstances, Chambers has been dismissive, and her attempts to placate are with rehearsed responses. Her call to collaborate in parent partnership is performative at best. She is disingenuous, and she is unwilling to put her ego aside and listen and recognize when others may have an educated perspective, especially those that she perceives as being beneath her. She refuses to work proactively, yet displays inadequate reactionary ability. She has a track record of seeking revenge against those who speak out against her and call her to task. So attention must be paid to her legally questionable and ethically problematic conduct that is directly resulting in the venomous culture and unsafe environment, making appropriate staffing especially challenging. This is an ongoing issue and a fundamental flaw. Red Hawk is run as if it is a poorly performing corporation, not a school full of competent.
I'm sorry, your time is up.
Hi, I'm Stephen Morris, and my daughter is a kindergartner in the district, and she has autism. I'm very concerned that the second recess was taken away at Red Hawk Ridge and came here to voice my concerns. Based on parents I've spoken to, this change has not been made at any other schools in the district and must be driven by a specific issue at Red Hawk Ridge. The teachers, paraprofessionals, and other staff don't support it and have made this known to school administration. We no longer live in the catchment area of Red Hawk Ridge, but we want to stay because of the great experience we've had from top to bottom, all the people. So I want to be clear, I'm bringing this up so that we can figure out what the issue is that led to this change. Try to come together to help Red Hawk Ridge address this change. And we still have not been told what the reason is. Is it a staffing issue? Are the kids not performing well enough on tests and we think they need more time in the classroom? Is it something else? I'm not an expert in school policy or administration, but I am a doctor at CU Anschutz, and I'm struggling to find support for this change in the literature, not just for kids with autism, but for kids in general. I brought the American Academy of Pediatrics policy statement on recess to the meeting, and since we're all busy, I'll hit the high points and leave it with you guys to look at your leisure. But one key thing I wanted to leave you with, clinical studies have shown that after recess, students are more attentive and better able to perform cognitively. In addition, recess helps children develop social skills that are otherwise not acquired in the more structured classroom environment. They recommend against withholding recess for academic reasons, and that this may have unintended consequences of acquiring important life skills. Now, this applies to all children, but as a special needs parent, I know that these benefits from recess are, more difficult to achieve for my kid than others. Behavior regulation for a neurodivergent kid.
Thank you. Your time is up.
Hello, my name is Ola Mansour, and I am a product of the district, and I'm currently an employee in the district. I'm here to talk about raising awareness that siding with one side of an international conflict is disproportionate and excludes students. The humanitarian crisis in Palestine is important to raise awareness about because we are all humans. I want to thank Superintendent Chris Smith for being cognizant of the suffering of our community. and what they have endured and what we have endured. We thank you for being open to meeting with the community about addressing Islamophobia and anti-Semitism in our schools and releasing an inclusive district statement. We should always strive as the Cherry Creek School District to allow all students to represent themselves. This will bring us together as a strong and more inclusive community. Thank you so much.
Good evening. My name is Jenna Kress, and I'm a concerned kindergarten parent at Red Hawk Ridge. I'm here today because I have had multiple conversations with Dr. Michelle Chambers, the current principal, and have yet to make any measurable progress. Cherry Creek is one of the highest funded and paying districts in the state, so the staffing shortages, the unenrollment of students, and overall culture of Red Hawk is a direct result of inadequate leadership. The leadership I have witnessed at Red Hawk leaves a lot to be desired. Transparent communication is non-existent, retaliation against those who speak out is rampant, turnover is constant, and the environment can be hostile. These things make it impossible to appropriately staff the school to meet the needs of all students. But ESL students and students with disabilities are taking the brunt. The disparities in allocation of resources is both concerning and a clear picture of how leadership at Red Hawk Ridge views the students and school as a whole. From my personal experience, Dr. Michelle Chambers is dismissive and accusatory and does not address the issues at hand. This past September, there was an incident in my child's class where another student who struggles with violent and out of control behavior threw a stool that hit my son. I scheduled a meeting with Dr. Chambers to discuss the huge safety issue taking place in his classroom and was completely dismissed. She would not admit that this was a safety concern for all of the students in the class, along with their teacher. She suggested I move my child as she accused me of having, in quotes, such strong feelings against this other child, which was 100% false and also completely missing the point. She did end up moving said child to another class, but I only learned of this from my own child. There was once again no communication. Dr. Chambers is unable to recognize that proactivity is paramount when addressing safety concerns. She would rather be reactive than proactive. However, her reactivity is to dismiss it rather than address it. The most recent issue being our kindergartners' second recess being taken away without any communication whatsoever. No heads up, no explanation. I have sent multiple emails requesting answers, and I have been completely ignored. Outdoor play is proven to be extremely beneficial for all children, and the fact that Dr. Chambers, someone with a doctorate in education, would make such a rash and under-researched decision is deeply concerning and unacceptable.
Thank you. Your time is up.
I want to first congratulate Angela, Ann, and Ruthie Knowles and all the board for standing up for our students. And I know there's good things to come. And I really thank all of you guys for all your efforts. On the second point, I want on behalf of our community, our recent events in the Middle East have been tumultuous at best and have had a huge strain on our community, taking toll physically, emotionally, and have had a severe impact on the well-being of many students in our district. It's important to note that our community has lost over 122 people during these past 3 weeks in the war in Israel and Palestine. This has directly impacted our community too, for both the Palestinian side and the Israeli sides who have lost many people. When trauma on both sides, we have to raise awareness of the district that one-sided to the discussion is not acceptable. It's okay to say both communities are grieving because we are. It's okay to say that we both stand with both communities because it's humane. And it's okay to say the loss of life of one is too many because we are human. And in that tone, I really thank the superintendent and your team and your leadership for being able to acknowledge our pain, human suffering, and dehumanization of our community that we have suffered. We thank you for your team ensuring that no one is being targeted or hated against in the district. When there is harm and trauma, we want to restore the community. That is when the community is working together with programs to ensure there is no rise in Islamophobia and anti-Semitism alike. So we thank you for providing a space for our community. We also recognize there's pain and suffering in other communities, such as the Indigenous community, BIPOC, students of color who have expressed red flags and concerns that also need to be met with urgency when it arises, not months later. Standing as one community, rising up to hate when it is observed is something we must all do as allies, as one community. We all stand to be united under the district's message that hate has no place in our district, and there are programs in our schools that have your reputation of harming a student or student voice, then those programs should be dismantled. I thank you for your partnership and openness because our children deserve nothing less.
Missy Berglund, Laura Lee Berglund.
My name is Lorelei Bergland. I'm an 8th grader at Prairie Middle School. Thank you for letting me talk. I want to talk about why I support mental health services at school, specifically about the importance of having a trusted adult other than their parents. Trusted adults at school matter because some parents aren't able to be supportive of what their kids are going through. Some conversations are hard to have with parents, and sometimes you need someone to talk to in the moment. Such as like friendships, relationships, home stuff, mental health. And sometimes your parent isn't the most qualified. Sometimes kids need medical treatment, therapy, and other help. Kids talking to a trusted adult doesn't mean a parent isn't failing. It means the community isn't making parents do it all alone. We all need help sometimes.
Dr. Bates, that's all for tonight.
All right. Again, thank you. Thank you to our speakers. And while this is not a question and answer session, we've listened to you and we make notes on all of our comments. So thank you again for being here. Before we move on to consideration of the resolutions, are there any resolution board members would like to pull or discuss? Seeing as there are none, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda resolutions 2311.2? Thank you. Okay, through 2311.14.
Move to approve the consent agenda resolutions number 23.11.2 through number 23.11.14.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? A roll call, please.
Directors Allen,
Aye.
Bates,
Aye.
Egan,
Aye.
Garland.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion to approve the consent agenda carries. All right. The only other business that we have this evening is to announce our next regular Board of Education meeting, which will be Monday, December the 11th, 2023 at 7 p.m. at Falcon Creek Middle School. Thank you again for attending tonight's meeting. Please keep your loved ones safe, yourself and your loved ones safe. Happy Thanksgiving and enjoy your extra time with your family. Okay, may I have a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting?
Move to adjourn.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Directors Allen,
Aye.
Bates,
Aye.
Egan,
Aye.
Garland.
Aye.
Thank you. That motion passed, and this meeting is adjourned.